The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script. And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Brothers, I'm going to tell you this. If you aren't taking risk in life, you aren't moving, man. If you aren't taking risks in life, you aren't moving. I mean, you can live 20, 30, 40, 70 years, man. And I'm telling you, it might feel like you're being productive, but you're not really moving, man. You aren't really quantum leaping like we should. And man, I want to have this conversation, man, because of a conversation that me and this brother that works at this establishment that I'm at doing some editing work here, man. We had a conversation, and I hope he comes back over here, man. And it's kind of piggybacking off of a conversation that me and my brothers in the Power Circle had a few hours ago. I believe it's about 0:30 in the morning now, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So me and my brothers had a call Sunday night about this similar topic that this brother and I was talking about, man. If you aren't willing to take risk, if you aren't willing to get it out of the mud and do something that makes you uncomfortable, man, you really aren't making the mark that you think you are. You know what I'm saying? You really aren't moving the ball. You really aren't changing the game like you think you are, man. Life is all about taking risks. It's all about taking risks, man. And one thing that me and my brothers were talking about is we were coming out of Price Pritchard's work, U Squared, man. And in the chapter talking about choosing a different set of risks, I'm not gonna bore y'all and read it, but what Price was saying is when you see where you need to go, like when you create your vision, man, you get your game plan and you see what steps need to be taken to get to that end goal. He said the risks are going to be apparent. Like you're gonna see the risk, and I'm just gonna use the same examples, man. If you're thinking about starting a business, if you're thinking about doing anything, if you're thinking about starting your own weight loss challenge or whatever it is, whatever your goal is, Pritchard said you're going to see the risk ahead of you. He said, but what you got to do, man, is you got to choose your risk. Because, of course, you can look forward and see your risk, but at the same time, you can look back and see the risk as well. Like there are risks on both sides, man. I know some of y'all are saying, man, it's 100 degrees in Texas. Why so got this hoodie on? Man, I be back here in this corner working, man, and they be having it on iceberg back here. I came here a few days ago, man, with a T-shirt and shorts on. Man, I had to button up and get up out of here, bro. So yeah, they be freezing back here in this corner, man. But yeah, it's all about choosing which risk. Because see, what keeps a lot of people from moving forward, like a lot of stuff I talk about on here, man, whether it's walking in your IM, whether it's, a million other things we talking about, it's not that a lot of men don't understand that. A lot of people understand it. Like I'm always saying, a lot of people understand exactly what it's going to take for them to get to where they're trying to get to. But they'll get set up, man. They'll put their boots on and they'll look forward and they'll see all the hurdles. They'll see all the pitfalls. They'll see all the possibilities of them losing, and they'll sit still and talk about it for 20 years. And I'm not saying that as I'm saying all of us either do it or have done it. So what Pritchard was saying is you got to look at the risk. Like, of course, you see the risk before you because those are apparent. But think about what life is going to be like if you don't do the thing. Think about what life will be like if you don't put yourself, out there. And when I say risk, I'm not just talking about, because you got to understand, for y'all that have read Pritchard's work, U Squared, he's just not talking about leveling up. Pritchard isn't just talking about getting a promotion at your job. Pritchard isn't talking about just, losing a few pounds so you can, get a whatever. He's talking about making quantum leaps. He's talking about, for example, if a man looks at something and says, you know what, it may take me, if a regular man looks at something and says, it may take me 5 or 10 years to accomplish this goal, I'm going to do it in 1 or 2 years. Or if I see something that the generations before me saw as impossible, I'm going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about quantum leaps. And one thing Pritchard was saying was, like when I said a second ago, I'm not just talking about leveling up. Like when you're talking about making a quantum leap, like it's such a transformation, man, that even when you just think about it, bro, it's giving you levels of anxiety. It's giving you levels of fear, man. Like if it isn't doing that, like you really aren't swinging for the fence hard enough. Because yes, man, it's good to get a $1.50 raise on the job, man. It's good to get promoted, and it's good to whatever. But we have to be men that are calling plays or making moves, man, that are shifting our entire bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? Like a few videos ago, man, I was talking about how every person is pretty much just a relay leg in their family lineage. I'm talking about you making up enough ground for 3 or 4 legs. You know what I'm saying? Well, the people behind you feel like they've been thrust ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? So one thing is, man, you gotta take risk. And the reason why this conversation is so important now is because of really what the world is doing. Like I'm always talking about this 100-year cycle, man, where every 100 years certain things are going to be taking place. Every 100 years is going to be a depression or whatever, a recession. Every 100 years you're going to have your 19 or whatever they want to label it, right? Every 100 years you're going to have certain things that are just guaranteed to take place just because just the way the world works. So the reason I said it's important now, man, is because the world is doing something, man, and us as men, we have to be on it. It's like if you aren't on it right now, you're going to fall behind, bro. Like it's not even funny. And I know we get involved in our sports, and I mean that's cool, man. I got partners that play ball, man, and I support them. And if I'm watching sports, it's pretty much somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't really watching, man, because we have to be on point now. We have to be on point now. We have to be locked in now. We have to be taking risks now. And like I say, like the world is doing something. Like what the world is doing. Like, and I'm specifically talking about the West, man. We may say that the land of the free, and we live in this great country, and it is great. America is a great, phenomenal country, man, and I'm grateful to God, and I'm happy to be born here. But you got to understand, this system is literally squeezing the essence out of everybody, squeezing the life force out of everybody. You can get online. You saw the video I posted a few I don't know, a week or so ago, man, where people were coming on saying, "Hey, man, you know what? I'm having to make a decision between life and lights and water and food and roof, and like life is just getting hard." You gotta understand our entire system. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, the system is broken. The system is broken, so that's why times are hard." The system is not broken. The system is working exactly how it's supposed to work. The system is made for you to come out as an adult. It's made for you to accumulate debt, whether it's through college education or through home ownership, and to just put yourself in this loop and promoting marriage and promoting all these things to where you look up 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, and you're stuck in this system that you're saying is such a beautiful thing, but you have no way out. I'm telling you right now, man, the way to get out of it is well, there's a lot of reasons I could go through, man, and I'm not going to go through our whole spiel, what we talked about in the circle. If you want to get in that talk, man, you need to join the circle, right? I'll leave it at that. But you have to be a risk taker, man, and you got to understand this. Man. Like when people are talking about, like when I say, first let me plug this, man. I'm having a call on Friday. I'll leave a link in the description box, man, and I'll leave a thumbnail up about what it's going to be. I'm having a call on Friday. Make sure you get signed up for that, get registered for that call. And I done went blank, man. It's 3, 4 in the morning. I can't remember what I was working on, man. But I'll put up a thumbnail and leave a link to get registered for that, man. I'm gonna give game. It's about I'm gonna be talking about what the world is doing and how to navigate in it, man, and create your own economy and all kind of stuff. I'll leave a link, man. But you gotta understand this. Once you take that leap, once you put yourself out there, once you tap into yourself and make that quantum leap, and you're living life under that mindset, you got to understand this, man. Once people do that, that doesn't mean you're immune to everything. It doesn't mean you're. For example, that's why I was hoping this brother came back over here, man, because this brother, and I'm not gonna give his spiel. I don't even know his name, so I'm definitely not gonna tell his business. But a number of years ago, man, he was at the top of his game. He was doing his thing, and he had a setback. And he talked about some of the opportunities that passed him by and XYZ, and now he's getting plugged in and getting back on it. You gotta understand, man, once you do discover that you do have the gonads to make that leap and take risk, man, it doesn't mean you aren't gonna have setbacks. Let me let you know that from the get-go. There's not a person that I know on any level of success that doesn't have setbacks. I know brothers that make minimum wage, brothers that flip burgers, and they have setbacks. I know brothers that are making dang near millions a month, and they have setbacks. Like that's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So when you play this game, man, when you play this court, you gonna have to have thick skin. There are going to be times where you may lose some type of business. There are going to be times where your money is looking funny. There may be some times where you go through some health issues that set you back. There may be some times, man, where you I don't know, lose a family member or whatever, and it kind of throw your energy off, or have a bad relationship, or have kids acting up in school, or I mean, just whatever. Like just because you have the courage to dare doesn't mean life isn't going to happen to you, man. So it's kind of like what Pritchard was saying. Like risks are going to be all around you. Like he said, choose a different set of risk. Choose a different set of risk. Because what most people are doing is looking backwards. I mean, not looking backwards. What a lot of people are doing is they're looking forward, seeing the risk, and they're not moving forward, not knowing that, hey, you know what? If I don't take this risk, hey, there's some things behind me as well. Like I don't want to see myself 30, 40, 50 years down the road doing the same thing that I was doing at 20 years old when I knew I was capable of more. You know what I'm saying? So man, learn to take some risks, man. You have to be a risk taker, man, because the world is going to keep doing what it's doing, man. So yeah, again, man, I just wanted to chime in real quick, man, and speak on that for a second, man, because this is what I know for a fact. This is what I know, man. I'm 100% sure that the brothers that watch this channel, and I'm not sitting there saying, but because you listen to, I'm just saying if you vibrate on the frequency of the conversations that we be having over here. I mean, yeah, sometimes we might be talking about the ladies messing all or do whatever. We might talk about some stuff, but when we talk about those real conversations that God talk on how we should move as beacons, as men, I'm 100% sure, man, that if you're tuning in for that content, there's greatness all within you, man. There's greatness all within you, man. It's just a matter of you learning how to tap into it. And the thing is this, man. The thing is, it's not even that you have to move mountains to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like that greatness Like it's literally right around you in the call today, man, in the circle. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I wish y'all would have made that. Y'all brothers were in the circle, man. That was for me personally, that was one of our better calls, man. All of our calls are fire. But that's one that like I say here again at 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm still thinking about it, man. But we were talking about the movie. First, we were talking about the movie Lucy, talking about her mindset and the 1%, 10% of the brain. And we got deep down that, but then we started talking about the movie Limitless and how that brother just transformed his life. And, that's one of my favorite movies, as is some of the other brothers on the call. But how, and if you haven't seen the movie Limitless, we talk, not to give you a spoiler alert, but how that man's life was doing a certain thing. And once he locked in, like what seemed like would have taken him several years, many moons to accomplish, it just started finding him. It just started finding him, man. He just started attracting a different life. What seemed like overnight, what was literally overnight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. That world that lives inside of your mind, that world that I hope we can call it a vision. I hope it's graduated from an idea. I hope it's graduated from thought. I hope you've meditated on that thing and put life force into that thing, and you can call it a vision now. That thing, man, is closer than you think if you plug into it. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing that you think, hey, man, in 5 or 6 years, I think I can do X, Y, Z. Or in a year, I think I could do X, Y, Z. Instead of a year, man, you can probably do it in a month or 3 or a few weeks, depending on what it is. If you think you can do it in 10 years, you can do it in 1. If you lock in, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I thought that was my buddy. What's the guy's name over there? The cook?
Dewan?
Dewan, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he just left for the night, actually.
Okay, dang, I was hoping Dewan came back so I could speak to him.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing? You became a regular here. And
Yeah.
So I was just asking.
I'm making a YouTube video.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, let us know if you need any more tea. Is that right?
Yeah, that's unsweet tea, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want any more?
No, I'm fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, Dewan. I didn't get his name. His name was Dewan. I was hoping he came back, man. And I don't wanna, because the brother shares some intimate, personal things with me, man. So I don't wanna, speak on another man's. But the brother, I'll just say this: the brother was successful at what he did, and him, it was him and a partner, right? Him and a partner was doing the same thing, maybe 10 years ago, and they were both locked in. And it's crazy because his conversation, I wish he was here, man. I'm going to come back and catch him tomorrow night, because he was sitting there telling me about his life, the industry he was in, and how life was picking up. And he said, me and my friend were doing the same thing. He said, my friend, we were both locked in. This is what he said. He said, but I got caught up with the ladies and hanging out. He said, I started hanging with the ladies. He said, man, all these models and da-da-da. Because he's a swagged up cat. He said, man, I started hanging with all these models and started hanging out. And he said, I just let life kind of, get away from me. And of course, now he's building back up, swagged up, inked up, clean cut, brother. He said, yeah, man, I let it get me. And then he was telling me a story, and I'm not going to tell all this, but he was telling me a story, man, where his partner had just called him up one day, man. It was like, hey, you know what? We on. Like, it's time. And he said, man, I wasn't even in position, man, because I've been moving the wrong way, man. And now his partner, he was showing me his partner on Instagram. Now his partner is doing major things, like major things, man. You think about in that industry, the top people in that industry, he's dealing and working with these top people. And that's what me and his brother was talking about, just like how opportunity can slip from you, man. Opportunity can slip from you, but you can get it back. But in a nutshell, what I want to talk about, man, is just that risk factor. Because the story he was sharing with me, man, that the breaking point when he said he wasn't in position, or he said his partner called him and said, hey, man, like it's time. Like, we on. Like we own. Like I need you to get to where I'm at, which was a good distance away, which means he would have had to take a leap, a leap of faith. He would have had to take a risk, but that risk would have changed his entire life. Entire life, right? And I'll leave the story. I'll leave the story at that, man. But it was inspirational, man, to talk to him and see where he is now, and see the look in his eyes, man, and see the work he's done on himself, man, and he's locked in. And I told him I'm gonna hold him accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, solid guy, man. So all I'm saying is this, man, because I don't want to keep y'all going too long. Understand, like make a decision on what it is you want to achieve, brothers. Make a decision, man. Like have a vision. You have to understand this. First off, you have to understand if you have no vision, I don't care how hard you grind. I don't care how hard, how much muscle you put. I don't care how many hours you put in, bro. If you have no vision, you're literally walking in circles. You're literally trying to navigate the paths of life with no compass. You know what I'm saying? Like that vision is your compass. That vision is your fuel. That vision is your navigator. So man, like we can talk about everything else on the World Wide Web. We can talk about all kind of books and Think and Grow Rich and Neville. We can talk about all of that, man. If you have no vision, it's doing nothing. If you have no vision, it's doing absolutely nothing, brothers. So the first thing is, man, you have to create that vision. You know, if you haven't seen 4 Levels of Becoming, you need to watch 4 Levels of Becoming. And 4 Levels of Becoming, man, I break down the difference between an idea and vision. Because a lot of men have an idea, great ideas, but they have no vision. Great ideas. You know, if you I ain't gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna dig off into that. That's some deeper level talk, man. But you need to create a vision, man. And I will say this. If you want to know if you're living from an idea or living from your vision, then you can do this. Every night you go to sleep, right? You get up throughout the day, you do your thing. Every night you go to sleep, you can feel if you're closer to the goal line or not. You know what I'm saying? Like when you just have an idea and you're living from that idea and like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you're just kind of wandering. Time will fly by and it'll just be like, oh, it's nothing. And trust me, I can identify with that. Because there's times where I live from that and I got to recalibrate. I'm telling you, when you wake up every day and you look up and weeks have passed and you're still just la, 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 you're living from an idea, a theory. It's not vision yet. Because when you're living from that vision, before you lay your head down, you're going to feel in your gut, am I closer to the mark? Am I closer to starting that thing, that channel, that brick and mortar? Am I half a pound? Am I 1 pound, 1.5 pounds down than I was a day or two ago? Like there's gonna be some measurement in there. You're gonna know if you're tied into that vision, right? So once you understand that vision, then you have to say, okay, you know what? I see the plan. I see it. I put my essence into it. I put my energy into it. Now in this physical realm, I have to do the thing, man. I have to take the risk. It's going to feel uncomfortable, man. It's going to feel uncomfortable, bro. But I'm going to tell you, man, think about what life will be like if you don't take the risk. Think about that, man. Think about you being 20 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old, and you're at a job, man, and it keeps the lights on. But you know you can do better. You know you can go and get another certification, man, and maybe get on a forklift, or maybe even go to school, get your degree, and become a manager, or you can leave that company and do your own thing. Like there are risks associated with all of it, you know? But think about the risks that are associated with you doing nothing. You're 20, you're 25 years old. You look up, now you're 65 years old, 75 years old, and you're still on that same assembly line. You haven't moved the mark any. Your kids, your nieces and nephews are looking at you as an example, as a beacon to show us how to be moving, and you haven't moved in any way. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so learn to take that risk, man. Learn to take those risks, because like I said, the risks are going to be associated from every angle.